My next guest is one of the hottest radio personalities in the country. After spending 12 years on the very popular Breakfast Club morning radio show, Angela Yee now hosts her own syndicated radio show, Way Up with Angela Yee. And when she's not dominating radio, she is using her success to help women who've been previously incarcerated to find homes. All right, family, we are joined by radio royalty, the legendary Angela Yee. How you doing?
I'm good, Mark. How are you?
I am good. It's good to see your face. It's been a minute. By the way, when I say radio legend, does it settle in now? Because you're like a Hall of Famer now. Does that make you feel old?
It doesn't make me feel old. I don't feel like I've done what I need to do yet. I kind of feel like having just started this new show in February, I'm still like on my way up with Angela Yee. So I feel like I have a long way to go.
I love what you're doing with the show. I actually caught it recently. You had Dwight Howard on, and it was like right after, let's just say, a controversy with the brother. And I was like, you still getting big name guests. You still getting people to open up to you. Still getting people to be vulnerable. How hard was it to make that transition?
It was great. You know, I came from Sirius XM Radio where I had my own show. So it was called The Morning After with Angela Yee. So then I transitioned into doing the Breakfast Club, which was the three of us, me, Envy, and Charlemagne. And then I always knew at some point I wanted to go back to having my own show. And so it's been amazing. It took a little bit of adjustment at first, though, because I wasn't used to it anymore.
What's the biggest thing you have to adjust to when you go from being with them to going solo?
It's a lot more work, I'll say that, because everything that happens is solely on you. And so for me, it's been fun, and I think it's rewarding when it's your name on the show and you know it all falls on you. But it also is no days off, like literally. So everything before, when I had two other people that I could kind of fall back on, there'd be times when I'm like, all right, you know, I'm not going to make it in today, but I can't even call out sick right now if I wanted to. And I think 13 years of doing a show that I was so used to the groove of it. Sometimes, you know, Charlemagne would have his own segments, Envy had his mix, like we all had our own things going on. Now, there's days that I have to do the show all by myself and just sit there. Sometimes I can't even like go to the bathroom.
Wow. Was any part of you scared when you made the decision to leave?
Absolutely. 1,000%. I was so scared, but there was no way I wasn't going to take an opportunity like that to have my own show. I know it's not something that people will even have the ability to be able to do. So I don't take that for granted. And there were a lot of people who also didn't think it was a good idea just because, like you said, Hall of Fame with the Breakfast Club. And some people felt like, why would you mess up something that's already going so well? But I really do feel like the best time to do something like that is when things are going well, to go and challenge yourself, to try to exceed people's expectations. And fortunately, it has been really, really, really good, like beyond what I could have imagined. So you have to think worst case scenario, like what if this doesn't work? It's going to be embarrassing if I have to tell people, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. There's no going back. But it's looking good.
Well, it's looking good, and you've exceeded our expectations, not just in terms of radio ratings and stuff like that, but what you do in the world. You recently became part of something that I think is amazing, and that is building and developing housing for people who need it the most. Tell us about it.
So I recently had the opportunity to buy this 30-unit building in Midtown Detroit. And people will say, why Detroit? Well, Detroit has always been a really special place. I have a business there, my hair company, private label. I also have a home in Boston, Edison, and Detroit. And so I've been back and forth to Detroit quite a bit. I used to work with Eminem. So I've seen from when Motor City Casino first got built and just watched that whole transition happen in Detroit. I feel like it's a great place. I love the people there. And I love that there are so many Black-owned businesses. And so for me, having this opportunity to do something was a no-brainer. And when I decided I wanted to do it, I'm really good friends with Topeka Sam. And if you're familiar with Topeka, she has an organization called Ladies of Hope Ministries. She's formerly incarcerated. Mm-hmm. She got a presidential pardon from Donald Trump. And one of her goals is to help women who are formerly incarcerated or victims of domestic violence be able to get housing, because we know 80% of women who go to jail are mothers. So that affects the whole family when someone doesn't have adequate housing. And Black women have suffered from not being able to even find housing at a way higher rate than white males who have formerly been incarcerated, 4 times the rate, and they have the highest rate. So for me, when I had the opportunity to do this, I immediately called Topeka and I was like, let's partner up on this. She's been doing these homes, these hope houses, hope homes in other cities as well. And so I was like, let's do something in Detroit.
Wow, that is beautiful. When does everything go into motion? When will we see the units occupied? When will we start giving people this gift?
So the new roof is on there. I'm actually going to Detroit next week for inspection. We start construction next week. It's not a full gut rehab at all. It's mostly cosmetic, but we are putting in all brand new appliances, brand new floors. We white boxed all of the units already. And so we're at the point now where we're just, it's a process as far as getting permits and making sure that you pass inspections. But we're hoping that everything will be done by May. That is our timeline, and it's looking pretty good. We're definitely on track. And so I have a good team out there that's been working nonstop. Every single month we go up to check on it. And so we have an inspection coming up. So I'll be there this week to next week to document that and make sure people can see what's going on.
Well, I just want to salute you. I admire everything you do, and I follow everything you do. You developed amazing book clubs for Black women. You have opened up juice bars in the hood. You are a Hall of Fame radio legend. You're developing housing for formerly incarcerated people. What you going to do now? You going to run for president next?
No, I don't want that responsibility. But I do enjoy this, and I want to. I found out today, one thing I love about my show, one of our listeners called in, and I start the show off with this segment called Shine a Light, where we shine a light on people who are doing positive things, and people call in to shine a light. And I've had several people tell me that when other people called in to shine a light on their business and shout them out, it's really helped them tremendously. And that's really what I love, when people can call me and tell me about the effect that something I'm doing is having on their life and on their business and on their finances. I feel like I grew up not having enough education about finance, so I want to make sure that I can learn things, do them firsthand, be really transparent about everything that I have going on, and pass that knowledge on.
Well, you are passing the knowledge on, you're passing the opportunity on, and that's why we're grateful for you. Yo, best of luck with everything you're doing. Let us know if we could ever support you, and I can't wait till the housing opens up, because it's going to be another thing that you will be celebrated for and awarded for, and you really deserve it, yo. Best of luck with everything you got going on.
Thank you. And Mark, right here, right now, when are you coming to co-host on Way Up with Angela Yee?
Whenever you want, yo. You just hit me up. I'll be there whatever day you ask.
All right, you heard it here. Thank you.
See, that's how people get stuff done. They put you on the spot. I love that. All right, y'all.